Hey, what's up? It's Eduard. Today we're talking about how to learn to love your 9 to 5 job in order to, or whatever it is that you're doing. It could be a business, or it could be a type of self-employment of some sort. How to learn to love it in order to successfully live it and start doing something that you would love to do more. So it's about transformation. We're talking about change. We're talking about how to properly and successfully go through the period of change and becoming somebody that you want to become, because life is all about transformation and progression, like a video game. How to do that successfully, smoothly, properly, and one very important aspect of it is learning to love what you're doing right now, or rather partly remembering how you used to love it when you started doing it and why did you start doing it in the first place, so you remember how you felt at the previous level of life when you were looking up to this level of life before you tackled the final boss of the previous level. So you have to revive the feeling. You can't really revive the memory, because your memory is our memory is one of the most unreliable things in the world. We can't remember things the way they were. We're not going to be diving into biology and neurobiology and how the brain functions and all that kind of stuff. You just have to take my word for granted or request a video on the subject down in the description. But the point is, you have to remember how you felt at that previous level before the final boss was defeated and you managed to move to your current level. And you have to be grateful and thankful for what you have right now, remembering, or rather clearly writing down and laying it in front of your eyes. What is it actually that makes whatever you're doing right now worthwhile? Why you should be grateful, and what are the things that are good about what you have right now? So in case you didn't have it, like, what would you miss? That's the first aspect of it. And the most obvious things that you have right now that your life is better off with than without is, number one, a source of income. That's the most obvious, and that's something that people very easily forget, and something that people just kind of start taking for granted after some time and forgetting why it is so great. The reason why it is so great is, first of all, I want to try to reprogram in this short span of time your mind regarding money, trying to help you remember, to remind you that money is not something that you spend. Money is something that you constantly accumulate. And we're not talking about being a Scrooge McDuck, right? Or being some kind of, cheap news media mock of a billionaire who just hoards money, as much as possible of them, doesn't give anything back, and who needs to have a Robin Hood go after him and take his money and give it to everybody who doesn't have money. We're not talking about that. That's a completely false and wrong mindset, and it's basically, it's like a zombie. Let's even forget about it right now. It's so incredibly it consumes your soul, and it makes your mind rot, that even I started sensing right now, like all of these unhealthy mindsets that some not very healthy people have. I want you to think about money is the same way how you think about experience. Let's imagine a video game, an RPG game, just to make it simpler to understand. In video game, you constantly collect experience, which gives you experience points, and the experience points make you level up in life. So it keeps going up. You cannot lose experience points. It always comes up. And the reality is that the experience, just like skills, they are rooted in real world, in the natural world created by, nature, by God, by space. It doesn't really matter which descriptive word you use to describe the higher power, but experience and skills are created by it. So you widen your horizon and you experience, the amount of the experiences that you have had grows. You master and hone your skills, keep improving them daily by practicing a particular art, and as a result of that, the level of skill that you have grows. And same thing about money. And I want you to forget this word because it's not really money. And now it may sound a little bit cheesy right now, and I don't want you to bear with me. I don't want to use these cliche words that I'm sick of hearing people say. The word that I'm going to use is energy. And now you understand why I said that it may sound cliche. So energy is something that is rooted in the real world, just like experience, just like skill. Money is something that petty humans, us, little ants, in this vast universe, on this enormous planet, have created in order to gather the attention somewhere, in order to direct it somewhere and be able to physically count and see in the situations where a human being is under a lot of stress and pressure, and as a result it is hard for a human being to sense the energy that they have. So human beings just channeled this energy, those who created money, channeled that energy, the actual energy created by the universe, God, or nature, into money. So money can only grow. If money does not grow, if it stays stagnant, if or it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, it means you're sick. Your mind is sick. I'm very sorry to say that if it hurts you, and I hope it doesn't, because my sole purpose for giving this information out is to help you understand and realize and improve your quality of life so that you're able to achieve your goals. And in this case, that change to a new life that you're designing and the new person that you're becoming. And remember, we are still talking about number one when it comes to job, which is money. It gives you a source of income. So you gather energy, which is basically your savings, right? Your investments. That's where you gather energy, and that's where it keeps growing more and more and more. And you are not allowed by the laws of nature to take money from what you're saving. You could have a special separate fund for like an emergency fund for emergency situations, yes, but what you're saving, your investments, this is the energy that you have managed to collect throughout your life, which keeps multiplying by itself by the power of the compound interest. And as a result, you cannot use it up for no reason. You can only use it to get more energy, but you cannot use it to pay for your food, to pay for your apartment, to pay for gym membership or any other crap which is basically activities or things that you need for your basic survival and functioning. This is something that you use your job for, and you have to be grateful for having that kind of job, because no matter what kind of job you have, it can always be worse. Even if you have the shittiest job in the world, right? That's, well, the quality of work, like placement where you work, is low, the pay is low, how you feel at work is low, what you do is not being valued, and so forth. It can still be worse. You may be without a job at all, and without money at all. So definitely appreciate it. Even if that's your first job, or it doesn't matter, first, second, or third, you used to be making less money, and it takes time to start making more money, because you have to build relationships, you have to build skills, you have to open up your mind to new experiences and to new, well, let's use the word skills, but from other type of skills that are not directly used at your work. And as a result, you either get promotion, you get a higher paid job, you get a relocation, whatever it is. So it takes time to do that. So if you just flush it down the toilet, or if you're not appreciating it right now, well, if you stop doing it, you will end up with nothing at some point, which is definitely not something that you want. Ain't that true? Because if you end up with nothing, if you don't get the energy into your pocket, the energy is going to be getting out. And once you run out of the energy that you have had saved somewhere for, let's say, emergency fund, you're gonna start stealing your own energy from yourself, from the savings account, from the investment, etc., etc. You're going to start selling what you have, because all the objects, all the things that you have, that's the demonstration of the amount of energy that you have. So that's definitely is a path like down to the place where you don't want to take it. Now, that should be enough, right, to start appreciating the money that you're getting. The other aspect that your job gives you is a sort of a feeling being a part of something functioning, and that's extremely valuable. That's enormously valuable. I can tell that to you as somebody who has, well, I wouldn't say I made it deliberately, but some people would say that I made deliberately certain mistakes that made me lose something that I had and then gain something again from scratch. So if we're talking about human design, I have a special profile there, which is 3-5-3, meaning making mistakes. So I make mistakes and I learn on my own mistakes. I don't listen to other people just because, hey, that's how I function. That's how the nervous system has been charged at the moment that I was born, at the place that I was born, when planets were positioned in particular locations and I was born at a particular angle to those planets. That's, it's not a joke once you understand how this thing works, even though it's not, being promoted by pharmaceutical industries. So, the aspect number 2, as I said, you're a part of something bigger. So when I 2 times left something that I have built up in my life and started from scratch, first of all, it's very hard. It's a very hard thing to do. Luckily, I was young back then, and I had energy and time and perseverance and passion to do it all over again, to do it better than I did the first time, so that I get to my main goal of whatever I was pursuing, because I felt like I wasn't able to get to that goal doing the first thing I was doing. I felt like I wasn't able to do that thing doing the second thing I was doing. And I wasn't able to get there doing the third thing I was doing. It happened 3 times. And you start to feel empty at some point. And when you start to feel empty, that you're not a part of something, and at the same time you're not getting money or energy, monetary energy in, you start using up your savings, which is again something that I personally did. And after I've done it 2 times, I didn't do it for the 3rd time. So for the 3rd time, I just forced myself to start from scratch, doing the most simple work after having been a very well-paid professional in 2 different industries over the course of 12 years of my life. I forced myself to start over from scratch. And it doesn't feel good to start from scratch when you're 30 or older or around 30. Once you have experienced being at the high, it's very hard mentally, it's very hard to take, because you are essentially working around people that are less experienced than you, but you're supposed to act like they are more experienced, and you're supposed to listen to them just because of the position that they hold, well, either in the company or if you're working with clients, the position that they hold as a client. So that sense of belonging, that sense that you're contributing to the world, that you're not just, breathing air for free and eating food that other people have grown for free and using up everything that humans who have been living before you, your ancestors, have built, our civilization, so that we are not, we are living more or less safely, and we have food and we have place to live, as opposed to not having any of that and having to fight for it and having to live in scarcity. It's better what we have right now than what we could have had in the worst case scenario, though it's nowhere near close and where we could be in the best case scenario. And it's just very important to give back, and it's very important to give first. You don't take it first, you give it first. And when you give it first, the universe responds, just because, again, that's how the world works. Like it's the law. These are the laws of nature set out by God or by another higher power, by the universe, and you can't, if you don't like them, you can't act against them, just like you can't act against the gravity. The gravity is going to pull you back to the planet where you're at. Most likely it's Earth, and you're going to stay on there, and you will only be able to jump off the planet to a certain level, and after that you're going to fall back again. You can't fight it. You can't fight the laws of nature. You can't fight quantum physics. You cannot fight the Newtonian laws of physics, such as what you do to the world is what comes back to you. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You cannot fight this. This is the reality of life, and human beings who constantly escape life, and I believe that's about 90% of population, they keep forgetting these basic rules of the universe. And in my personal belief, it's a very stupid thing to do, to escape your life so much that you forget the rules of the game that you're in. How you're ever going to win in the game if you have forgotten the rules, if you don't remember the rules? You're not going to, you're not going to be able to beat the final boss of the level that you're in or at. You are also not going to be able to beat the mobs or the simple enemies on the path to that boss, because you don't know the rules of the game. Imagine you're getting a gamepad and you're playing some Devil May Cry game, and you don't know that your gamepad has to be charged, and you're like, fuck, why can't I beat anybody? Or you forget that you need to press more than one button, or you forget that you're able to move around the map as a character. So you're only pressing the hitting combos, and obviously you get defeated because the opponents come crawl from behind you and they hit you, and you're not going to be able to parry it, maybe to dodge at best, but even dodging will not get you far enough. So very important to appreciate having your job as being a part of something bigger, because when you're a part of something bigger, another point, it means you have less responsibility. It means you can relax. It means that other people are going to tell you what to do, and all you need to do is just to do it, is to be humble enough to do it, is to not be overly stressed and overly anxious, and part of it is being caused by your own mind if it's not healthy. So you have to heal your mind properly. You have to work with your mind daily so that it does not consider somebody asking you to do something or telling you to do something or expecting something of you. Again, doesn't matter if it's a client, a manager, or some kind of a boss that you have. You will need to all that you will need to do is just to follow what you are being told to do, and you're going to be getting money, and you're going to be getting a sense of belonging to something that is functioning. So once again, it's very important. Imagine you're driving a car that doesn't have an engine, or the car that is broken in some other way. I don't know, the wheels have been punctured, or there's no windshield. Like, how would you enjoy driving that? Now you have to take care if it's raining, or even if it's not raining, if you're driving fast, you're gonna have to put your hand like that, just because the windshield is not protecting you against the insects, against the dust, against the dirt, against the precipitation, and all those kind of things. Very important, crucial to be a part of something functioning before you join or create something else that is functioning, that is first of all bringing you more money consistently than what you're doing right now, and secondly, that you feel that that new system is functioning and everything is fine and in order, and you're able to, well, basically just focus on your job, on I don't want to use the word scaling, but focus your attention on the job of making it function better, of making it generate more money, making you work less, making the life of people that perhaps work for you or clients that work with you easier, solving problems faster, and so forth and so forth and so forth. So that has been number 2, and because this is not a scripted video, if you've been here for a while, that I hate scripted videos, I may just now remember a third very important thing that I always mention to the people that I work with, to the clients, that is going to help you move from where you are right now to the moment to leveling up and becoming somebody that you want to become. But in case it doesn't come up, the other 2 things that I want to talk about is, first, that you have you already have the reasons to love your current job, and the other thing that I want to mention is that when you are in the point of the transition from doing what you're doing right now to doing something that you want to be doing and something that you would be enjoying more, one other thing that you will have to remember is that during the moment of transition, it's very important to treat your days off, not as days off, forget this word, but as your future work days, so future days on. So you have to design your life, you have to design what you do in your current days that you have free of your current job or your current, whatever it is that you're doing, business, some teaching, coaching, working with clients. Because once you design how you want your days off to look like, which are your future days on, you're going to be able to have something to strive toward, and you're also not going to be allowing yourself to be lazy and actually calling the days off, because you don't need days off. All you need is days on, your future days on, to help you remember why you're doing your current days on, current work days, and have something to strive toward and to look towards and to work towards, to live towards. And I mean designing your future days on, your future work days meticulously and step by step. So how you work, what you do at work and actually doing it, then how you reward yourself, how you take care of your health, mental and physical and emotional, where do the relationship fit into that kind of work. It could even be some kind of hobby, but remember that hobby is not something that you do, full time. It's something that helps you to switch activities throughout the day or by the end of the day, so that you're able to recover more properly, because even your future days on are going to, you're gonna need to take a break from them doing the hobby. It could be anything, meditating, it could be going on dates, it could be reading books, it could be practicing how to play on the guitar, literally anything. So you use your days off work to design how you're going to live your life in the future. And this way you're going to be sensing and feeling that, hey, that's something that I'm going to, and that's something that I enjoy much more, even though I'm being tired right now, because I'm also working on my current thing that I'm doing, and also on my what was supposed to be days off. I also do the work, but you have to change your mindset of like those days off. Of course, you can have like an actual recovery day once a week, once in 2 weeks, maybe few days a month, 3-4 days a month in total. Doesn't matter how you spread it around, but that's a separate thing. The point is that you should not be lazy if you want to become somebody that you truly wish and want to become. Now, the other thing, which is the last thing, and this is a little bit going ahead, but I still want to drop it here. I just want to drop as much value as possible. You don't even need to contact me on Telegram or Instagram. I'm gonna drop as much as I can here. Of course, there is some very important things that I can only reveal personally to somebody, because otherwise the video is going to be too long, and some things they're a little bit more personal, so something will work for one person, something will not work for another person. So that's the point of me working one-on-one with you or with other potential clients. But most of the things I can drop here. In case this is not enough, in case you need a proper guidance, in case you need more support, in case you need somebody to keep you accountable, in case you want to get faster to your new life, you can definitely obviously reach out to me on Telegram or Instagram. The links are down in the description. But I still want to pump as much value as possible in this video. So the last thing to wrap it up that I want to mention is that once you get to your new life, you have to remember that of course you gotta celebrate. You stop doing what you're doing right now. You're already making more money on your new venture, and you feel a sense of belonging. You feel that you're contributing. You feel that system is functioning. Now, even though you can celebrate for a while and appreciate it and enjoy it, it could be anything up to 6 months, or better have it 1 to 3 months, but it all depends on you. Just don't keep it longer than 6 months. You're going to have to set a new goal. And that goal has to be huge, enormous. It's not something like, oh yeah, so now I'm just making 10,000 euros or dollars per month on this venture, so my goal is to make 20,000. No, it has to be great. It has to be either doing something new or better expanding this thing as much as you can envision right now. Like making it the biggest thing possible, something that you're going to work towards, and you have to keep it in your mind. And while you keep it in your mind, at some point you're gonna start feeling the same way about what where you're transitioning to right now as you are feeling about where you are right now. So it's going to feel stagnant, it's going to feel that you want to evolve, it's going to feel that you want to level up, and you will have something to basically work towards. So you're going to start allocating your days off that you're going to at some point have on that new level to building your new future days on. So it's a never-ending process. You keep constantly leveling up in life, just like you level up your character in the video game, just like you level up in the, change levels and make increase difficulty in other types of video games. And this is a never-ending process. This is what it's very important to celebrate and to appreciate the new thing that you have built. That's why I give you like 6 months for that. But after that, you have to start properly designing your next stage while still working at your current stage, so you don't end up in the situation that you are right now, in which you are, feel more urgent and a little bit maybe anxious and pressured to level up, to start doing something else already, but you're not able to pull it off just like that. My goal with my clients and my goal with this video is to help you to help you program your mind and remember all of the things that I'm telling you right now, so that by the time you reach the same feeling, or actually you're gonna be a little bit earlier, you're not going to be late to experiencing wanting the transition, so that you're able to execute the exact steps that I'm giving to you and make the transition much faster. So now the transition you're doing right now, this is your test drive of how you're going to be doing the transitions in the future, because that's what life is all about. So appreciate what you're doing right now. It gives you the energy, monetary energy, that you don't have to deplete yourself. It gives you a sense of belonging, that you don't feel empty, you don't feel left out, and it also actually gives you confidence and a sense of being proud of yourself, and that's very attractive. A sense of direction. That's the other thing that this is actually the third thing that I wanted to mention, besides not depleting monetary energy, and besides the fact that you have to be building your future life during your days off. Whatever you're doing right now, it makes you attractive to others, because you have confidence, because of what you have already done, because you have sense of direction, which can be viscerally experienced by other people when they interact with you, and it especially applies to women. They're gonna be like, oh wow, like I like that guy. And you're gonna have the same feeling once you transition to a new level, but it's going to get an even more powerful, and you're going to get even more attractive. This is why quite often you can hear people say that women get mature much younger than men, because men have to really build themselves up. We have to go through these cycles of making mistakes and transitioning to a new level, like learning how to properly transition to new levels and how to stay at certain levels while being able to function as a member of the society, as a son, as a man to your woman, perhaps as a father, as a friend, as a mentor or coach, as a role model. We have a lot of responsibilities that we have to maintain, and that's why the life needs to be properly designed. So that was number 3. Enough for this video. It's been long enough already. If you found this message of value, and for you this video is not enough, as I said, you can reach out to me on Telegram or Instagram. I'm not going to be regurgitating the same message. The point is, appreciate what you have right now. I hope this video will help you get to where you want to get. And perhaps you, like, even if you send message to me, it's going to be enough for us to just to chat for a while, and you're gonna know what to do further, because I don't have a lot of slots to work with people on reaching their goals, and I really cherry pick and hand pick people that I like the most, just because it's gonna make the process of your transformation more enjoyable and efficient, and it's going to make my life and my job more enjoyable. So I'm going to be able to help you and other clients faster and with greater pace and with greater effect and with higher volume. So I hope it was helpful. If not, as I said, I already told you what to do. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Share in the comments if you want me to cover some other topic. I can't guarantee that I'm going to cover it, but you're going to give me food for thought, and I highly appreciate that. And I'm going to see you in the next video. It's been Eduard. Ciao.